It's our neighborhood preview show in the northern part of the city, and right now with me on stage are the Fairfield Indians. And Fairfield is, well, it's been a rebuilding process for Coach Krause and his guys. Let me introduce the guys in the back here, his junior class, and guys, stand on up. Right back there, number 74, Big Robbie Buchanan, Robbie Buchanan, and then next to him, Danny Burns, number 68 back here, Thomas Buchanan. And number 21 back there, Sean Bell. There's a look at the junior class. It's a pretty big bunch of offensive linemen, and we expect big things out of them in the future. Up here on stage with me to the far right is Ryan Nuss. And then we got next to him, Casey McQuarter, Coach Krause. Over here to my left is number 9, John Bird, wide receiver, and number 7, Ryan Waddell, defensive back. And these are our guys. These are Fairfield Indians, who are in the GMC conference, and Coach, man, you know, you got to start from the bottom and work your way up. But you know, like you were talking earlier, you like what this team's doing. They got a lot of heart, and you think you're far better off than you were last year, aren't you?
No doubt about it. You know, we took the job 2 years ago. We knew that it was a rebuilding process there, and that you know, we know what the league's all about, playing at Middletown and playing against these guys. You know, I just always believed and felt there was a lot of potential at Fairfield, and that's why we took the job. And right now, I think the guys that we've got with us are committed, and they're understanding what it takes to get it done.
You know, you play in the GMC, so scheduling is sort of difficult, but your non-conference schedule, Columbus, Brookhaven, Toledo, Rogers, those aren't pushovers. What was your thinking as far as your non-conference schedule?
Well, you know, Beaver Creek was a signed deal when I took the job, and week 2, we just had a 1 year. We were looking for a 1 year deal, and Toledo Rogers was willing to drive down to Fairfield for a little bit of cash. So that's a long trip, and I think it's good for us to have them coming down. And then, you know, Columbus Brookhaven, another high quality opponent. The thing about those teams, you know, you look at them and they're playoff teams. You know, Brookhaven was 8-2 last year, and when you look at Harbin Points in Region 4, and you know, I'm a believer that we need to look at those things because that's where our program should be, and that's where we're going to get it. You know, those are carbon cows for us. You know, I think even though the Division II teams, they're going to win 7-8 games, and those level 2 points are huge. So that was some of our thinking in picking those two programs to come down and play us.
You know, a couple years ago when you were in Middletown, Fairfield came up there to play. I was at that game one night. And it never seemed to be a problem with numbers at Fairfield. How are the numbers now? I mean, are your kids bigger, stronger, faster, getting more in the door?
There's no doubt we're bigger, faster, and stronger than we were when we came in the door a couple years ago. Numbers right now, you know, they're not what people might think. You know, right now our roster's at 83, 10 through 12, and I think that's a direct reflection of what we're asking our kids to do. There's a lot of kids in our building that aren't willing to make the commitment that we're asking them to do. And we're fine with that. You know, when we were at Middletown, we dressed 42 kids. You know, we went in and beat Moeller up bad with 42 kids on the roster. You only need 11 to get it done on O and 11 on D, and then some kids play specials, you know. And I feel that we can get it done with the kids that show up. And right now, we're not worried about numbers. We're worried about kids getting it done.
Last year, you had one guy really as a skill position player, Barlow, that really made an impact. What do you look for in your skill players this year? Because, A, obviously, you've got the linemen. And your linemen should really set the tone. But what do you look for out of this skill group you have?
Well, you know, as we look at our skill group, I honestly believe we have one of the best skill groups in Southwest Ohio across the board. You know, there's some names that people don't know, but they're going to know them when the season's over. They'll probably know them 3 weeks in. You know, we're going to be starting a freshman at our ex-receiver. The kid's 6'2", 210 pounds. You know, John Bird, deceivingly fast. I don't know if you look at him, he doesn't look like a whole bunch, but he runs great routes. He catches with his hands. He gets open, and he runs by people. In our slot position, we've got 4 or 5 really quick, fast kids. The running backs are nice. The O-line's great. It's going to come down to quarterback play. You know, we got 2 kids bound for the job. Ryan Nuss is one of those, and Miles Harris is the other. And whoever wins that job, it's going to be their job to control that offense.
Let's get over to your players. First of all, we're going to go to the far left, and we're going to go over here to Mr. Waddell. And, you know, Ryan, you're over here at Fairfield after transferring from St. X. What's the biggest difference you see between the two programs?
There's a few differences, but one of them is there's no like self-entitlement that I see. A lot of people just are here to play football and they do it hard, and there's no people thinking they're all of that I've seen. There's a little bit, but people are more just here to win games and they just want to work hard and do what they need to build the program back up.
When you look at your defensive backfield, Mike Williams still there?
Yes, sir.
What's it like playing again with him? I mean, he's got Division I talent. What's it like lining up across from him?
Mike is a good kid. He's a good guy. I'm actually back there with him.
Okay.
I talk to him every day. He's a really good guy. He's got a lot of talent, like you said, but he just needs to utilize it this year and be good.
You know, when you look at some of the teams you're going to be playing, a lot of option-type teams, what do you got to do to stop that? I mean, as a defensive back, when you go to the triple options, Lakota East is going to run it, Colerain's going to run it. Then you've got Marshall running all over the place in Middletown. What's the toughest part about having to stop that sort of offense for you?
The toughest thing is really just keeping your assignment. Everybody needs to do what they're supposed to do, and there's really no reason that we should be losing games.
Very good. Next to you, John Bird, offensive wide receiver. John, we talked a little bit about last year, Denim Barlow, a very good receiver, one of the best in the city. What did you learn from Devin?
He was like a role model to me. Like, he told me, like, always keep my head up when I drop a ball or whatever. Like, don't get down on anybody next year. And he, like, just, like, I always looked up to him.
What do you see as the biggest things, the biggest improvements in this team from this time last year to now?
Oh, they're a lot faster.
This team is?
Faster, yeah.
And what do you like about that speed? We'll go over here to the corner and Ryan Nuss. Ryan, you know, you're battling out Miles for the quarterback position. If you don't get it, is that going to change your psyche of how you approach the game?
No, it really won't. I mean, let the best man win. You know, it's fun to play with a guy that will push me and I'll push him back. And it's up for grabs right now, and you know, we compete every day and just whatever makes the team win.
Now, you're also going to be on special teams. I know you did some kicking last year. You had a pretty good year as a place kicker.
Yeah, I picked that up my freshman year. I got the dress my freshman year, and I took on the role my sophomore year after the senior graduated, and I liked it. I kept with it.
I mean, it is a good way to get your varsity letter as a youngster. I mean, if you can learn how to kick, it's a good job. I mean, in the GMC, we've seen over the years, a good kicker can win you an extra game or two. You're going to be thrust in some pressure situations moving forward that you haven't been in before. Are you practicing for that?
Yeah, we practice special teams every day. We take 30 minutes out of the day every practice, and we practice special teams. We do that, and then after special teams, I hustle back down to the other field and pick up my other duties at quarterback. And it's
the way it works. Sounds good. I'll move over here to Casey the corner. And Casey, you know, you look at this team, and it seems there's a lot of optimism. What do you like about what this team's got moving forward?
I like our defense coming in this year. Our defense looks a lot better than it did last year at this time. And we won't be giving up no 383 yards of Beaver Creek again like we did last year.
Well, you talk about that. I mean, that's a very heavy running team. And after, you know, you just get pounded on by guys like Garrett Alcorn. He's a very good offensive lineman. A couple of those guys up there at Beaver Creek are really solid. Why is that not going to happen this year?
We know what to do now. We learned Coach Krause's defense and the way he runs things, and we know what's expected. And if we do that, he knows what he's doing. If we do what he wants, then all we goes plans.
You know, playing for Coach Fitzstevens for 1 year at the varsity level, is that right?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't play. So you're saying, so you know nothing but Coach Krause. What do you like about this guy?
Oh, he makes you commit to everything. You're not coming in excelling at what he wants to do.
Well, I think that's very well said. And for us that know Coach Krause in the area, we know he's going to get this done for the Fairfield Indians. Everybody, let's have a big round of applause for the Fairfield Indians. Looking for big things in 2012. When we come back, we'll bring up the Monroe Hornets, and then we'll finish off the show by